This video is how to code in Lua in Minecraft, but I could make a video explaining how to do it in Roblox or other games as well. Just a basic rundown of the language. Lua is a very simple and very powerful to learn language. Basically, you can code scripts for different games, and you can code games as well with it. But anyways, to get started, you want to open up Google, and you want to look up AdvancedMacros. So this is the mod we're going to be using. It's a Minecraft mod and it lets you code in Lua. So I'm going to go ahead and click this download button, and click here, and now we have it downloaded. Now to use this mod, you need Minecraft Forge, so we're going to be looking up Minecraft Forge. Alright, so here we are on the Minecraft Forge page. We want MC 1.12.2, because that is the version that AdvancedMacros works for. So I'm going to go click Installer. And then I'm going to click Skip. So you would click on the Forge file here, and it would say, welcome to the Simple Forge Installer, install client, install server, and extract. Now what we're going to want to be doing here is clicking on install client, and then go ahead and click OK. And then once this finishes, click OK again and close it. But I already have it installed, so I'm not going to. Alright, so as you can see here, I'm loading up my Minecraft launcher, and once this loads, I'll show you what you need to do. Alright, so by default, it shouldn't say Forge here. It'll say something else. If it does, then just ignore this part, but click Installations, New Installation, and then on the Versions tab, go ahead and you can type Forge, and then release 1.12.2 Forge. To keep things organized, I'm just going to name it 1.12.2 Forge, and then click on Create. Then you need to click Play. I understand the risk about this installation because it is a modded installation. You can read this if you're worried, but just click on I understand the risks and click play. So as you can see here, our Minecraft is loaded, and if we go here, you can see we have Minecraft Coder Pack, Forge Mod Loader, and Forge. These aren't actual mods, so we have 0 mods in here. So you might be wondering, how do I go ahead and get mods? So we have no mods in our game. How do we go ahead and fix that? Alright, so we're going to go click on Installations, and then we're going to click on this folder icon next to 1.12.2 Forge to open up the directory for Minecraft. And then we're going to scroll down until we see mods. And you won't have anything here. I have a 1.8.9 folder because I like using Forge in 1.8.9 as well. But what you're going to want to do here is click right-click, New Folder, 1.12.2. And then in this folder, we're going to go ahead and drag our mods. So the mod we're going to be using today is AdvancedMacros. So to get that, we're going to go to our downloads, open new window, and then we're going to drag the AdvancedMacros mod that we downloaded earlier into the folder. And there we go. And now if we go ahead and click play again, we should have AdvancedMacros installed. Alright, so here we are in Minecraft. For this tutorial, I'm going to join single player, but this mod also works on multiplayer. So I'm going to create a new world. Doesn't really matter. This is just for the video. And as you can see, I'm in. So as you can see, we now have all this stuff just basically telling us information. But ignore this. Just click escape. And here we are in Minecraft as usual. So if we go ahead and go to our controls, we can see miscellaneous L, but we also have AdvancedMacros binding menu is L. So we can make this whatever we want. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to make it K. So now, if I go back into my game, we can click on K, and it will open up the bindings menu. So, what does this all mean? Bindings basically are what makes your script run. And then scripts is what runs when the binding is triggered. So I'll just go ahead and show you. So click on the plus binding button at the top left, and then click on this arrow in the middle. Now this lets you press a key to bind the script. So if I click O, whenever I click O, whatever script would be here would run. But let's do a different example. For example, we can click on here until it has a Minecraft grass block icon. And now when we click this arrow, it'll show us a bunch of different bindings default Minecraft has to offer. So chat, whenever someone says something in chat. Title, whenever something like displayed on your title. Action bar, whenever something's displayed there. Join, world. For example, you can just read all these for yourself, but there's so many to choose from. But what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to choose let's say item pickup. And then if I click on this arrow right here, we can make a new script. So create file, and then name your script whatever you want. So I'm gonna name it Ian tutorial script. And boom. So now, whenever I pick up an item, whatever an Ian tutorial script will run. So I can click on edit. So then, for example, I can use log to type in chat. And just as an example of showing you how this works, I'm just gonna make it log hey. Now you might be wondering, how is this all working? This is going a little bit fast. I'll explain it. Log is a function that lets it type in chat. So as you can see, if we hover for a second, log, string table number, put stuff into the chat, only for the client. Meaning only you will see this. This is not going to be server-side messages that everybody on the server or your world will be able to see. Only you will see this message. So I can say log, and then I do a left parentheses and a right parentheses, and then inside those we do two quotations. These quotations define it as a string, and it has to be a string for it to be a word. If you want to use numbers, you don't have to do that. You can just use 1, 2, 3. And I'm kidding. And then in here we want to type two quotation marks that make it a string. A string lets you basically show text without it having to be a variable. So if I wanted to do a variable here, instead of having to put these quotation marks, I could do int. If I wanted to do a variable so I wouldn't have to use these, I could just do local variable being the name of our variable. So to not get y'all confused, I'm going to do local Ian tutorial variable equals hi. So we're going to log hi everyone. This is me logging a message. Right? So it'll say that in chat whenever we pick up an item because of the binding we set. And then I can also do log Ian tutorial variable. Because we have this variable set up, this code will see Ian tutorial variable as hi, and then it will log hi. So for example, let's go ahead and see this going. So I'm not a huge fan of the item pickup event, so we're gonna do use item. So whenever I right click with an item, I use like a bow or something, right? So yeah, as you can see, when you right click, it says it twice. Hi everyone, this is me logging a message, and it does it every second that we have this item held down. If we stop holding it, you can see it stops sending the message in chat. But you're wondering, why does it say no? Well, that's pretty simple. If we go in our code here by clicking our bind, you can see we described Ian tutorial variable after the log. It needs to be before it for the code to be able to understand what we're talking about. For example, it's like as if you were reading a paragraph and then it said they were talking about him before we talked about who him was. So like, we're gonna log here Ian tutorial variable. And with code, capitalization and spelling really matters, so make sure you have this all properly. And then we click save. And then if we shoot, it says hi in chat now, because that's the definition of the Ian tutorial variable. So I can change this to something else. Hi, my name's Ian. My name is Ian, and I am having a cool day. Right? And I click save. And then if I shoot, you can see it changed the text to hi, my name is Ian, and I'm having a cool day. But let's say we wanted it to be server-sided. Let's say we wanted everybody in the world to be able to see what I want the message to say. For that, we have to make the player actually say something. So we click on K, edit, and then we type say Ian tutorial variable. I'm also going to get rid of the log to get rid of confusion here. And then I'm also going to get rid of the initial hi everyone log. And boom. Now, if I use the item, there's a problem. You can see, I forgot a parentheses. Even someone who's actually codes a good bit, I forgot a parentheses. So now if I shoot, hi, my name is Ian, and I'm having a cool day. Okay, but let's say I wanted to do more than just use item. Let's say I wanted to have a different binding. We don't have to delete this. We can keep our original use item binding, but then make another one. So go to the Minecraft one over here, and then let's just say every time I died. I'm gonna make a new script, create file, and tutorial script 2. Right? Then death means whenever I die. So I'm just gonna make it whenever I die, log, and then this is a color code. You can find color codes by looking up on Google, Minecraft color codes. Okay? And as you can see, okay. As you can see, Minecraft color codes are here. They have this weird symbol though. Don't use this one. Instead, use an AND symbol by holding shift and clicking the 7, and then whatever number. So 0 is black, 1 is dark blue, etc. So let's just say I wanted it in dark aqua to say you died, and then in a different color such as green I can say wow, and then quotation and then parentheses. So as you can see, it already gives a little preview of what it will look like. And then if I go ahead and slash game mode survival, and I go run over to something that can kill me, and I go ahead and die here, you died. Wow. Let's say I wanted to do a little bit more of a complicated script. So I'm also going to show you how to do another one of those that could actually have a real use. So I'm going to make it so every time I click R, edit, create file, script, lol, and then I'll just make it look somewhere, and then it'll just look at a random location every time I click R, right? So basically, the way yaw pitch goes, and you can actually test this for yourself. I'm gonna go back to creative mode. But the way yaw pitch works in Minecraft is if you look at F3, right here, we have all the way from negative 180 to positive 180. And negative 179 to positive 179. We have that on both yaw over here and pitch, which is up and down. So, how are we going to do that? And pitch, by the way, only goes from negative 90 to positive 90. So, what we're going to do here is local random yaw equals, and then we're going to do math.random, meaning a random number, and then we're going to do 2 parentheses and go inside of them. And we're going to have the lowest number, which is negative 179, and the highest number, which is positive 179. And then we're going to do the same with pitch. Local random pitch equals math.random negative 89. I'm doing 89 instead of 90, just to be safe. And then positive 89 over here. And then with that said, I'm going to make it look at random yaw, comma, random pitch. Now what you normally do here for this is look, and then like, for negative 45, negative 45, and then that would make you look at that yaw and pitch. But we're doing random numbers here, so look at random yaw as our variable and random pitch as our variable. And for this example, I'm just going to tell you all this. You don't need to put quotes here, even if you're trying to do a number, because this isn't a string field. If you hover over it, you can see it actually takes numbers. So make the player look in a given direction. If time is given, it will interpolate the values to curve function. So what that basically means is this is pretty cool. If we add a comma here, we can then say how many milliseconds it will take for us to look at that location. So for a rule of thumb, 1,000 milliseconds is 1 second. So I'm gonna do 500, so it'll take half a second to look at a random location. And I'm also gonna make it log random yaw and log random pitch, just so I can make sure it's actually looking at the right location. So now if I click R, as you can see, it makes it look at a random spot every time I click R. And this is random yaw, this is random pitch, 104.16, and we're looking at 104.16. Pretty cool, right? And then for example, if I want it longer to get there, I can add a 2 here to make this 2.5 seconds, so R, it glides over there. And I just think this is a pretty cool function. So, yeah. And then, let's just say I want to make the player also jump. And I want them to attack. This makes it so the player will jump and then attack with their fist, which may also break the block if it's... Basically, attack just means you're left clicking. So, in order to simulate a left click, so it will break the block. And then I'm going to get rid of this, meaning it'll immediately snap over to the location. So, there you go. As you can see, it jumps, it snaps. It's pretty cool. If we spam it, as you can see, it will just probably eventually break out the area. But, for example, let's just say I want it to break out an area for me. So, this is 0. This is 90, right? This is the block in front of us. So, this is 70. So, I'm going to say we want it to look between 70 and negative 90 for the pitch. So, 70 and negative 90. So, it really won't break this block right here. And then, instead of negative 90, I'm going to do 70 and 20, because that's basically the farthest block we can break. Well, actually, 19.2. But I'm just going to say 19. So between 70 and 19, meaning it will be able to go from this range to this range. So it will not break this block under us, and it will only break these blocks. And the way I'm getting these numbers, by the way, is by looking up here. But, as you can see also, it can still rotate any direction it wants. So then, let's go ahead. I'm going to take out the jump function. So now it'll only break the block. Let's see it. So as you can see, it's basically always breaking a block. I'm spamming R on my keyboard, by the way. But this is actually pretty neat. So if I just spam it like a lot, works pretty well. And I can also make this automate now. I can add a anything function, which means anytime anything happens in my world, it'll run the script. So it'll basically just be constantly breaking. And the way I can turn this off if I'm panicking is just click this green thing, and now the script is off. But if I go to another area, turn it on, it just breaks like really quickly. If you're wondering why the anything event here is moving slower now, it's because there's less stuff happening. So if I go to an area where more stuff is happening, for example, if I just break a little hole in the dirt, and I spawn a bunch of zombies, they're burning, they're making sounds, a lot is happening. So now if I turn on the script, it will just spaz out. Because there's just so much going on, the anything event is firing a lot. So yeah. And if I go ahead and get a bow out, I right click with it, it still says the message from our other script, and if I go ahead and die, it says that I died, which is pretty neat. I might be wondering, where am I going ahead and getting all of these functions? Where am I getting the jump function, the attack function? Am I just supposed to know this works and stuff like that? No, you're not. I only know these functions because I've been using Lua for a bit, so I already know attack and jump and stuff like that. And also, this is not Lua. Lua is basically just the syntax. The attack and the jump and stuff is just advanced macros. So, technically this is not baseline Lua. It is a modification of Lua to add it so it works in Minecraft. But, yeah, the way you can find this stuff is by looking up Advanced Macros. And then, you can click on the GitHub, right? And then you can click on Docs. Now these docs, this is actually pretty cool. I haven't actually seen this is pretty brand new. But you can see installation if you need help, if this video wasn't thorough enough. There's an installation guide here. There's a quick start guide, all this stuff. But most importantly, functions. It teaches you about everything. So here's the attack function we used. So attack, milliseconds, just makes it so it attacks for how long. So I can actually change that in our script. So it just attacks for 0 milliseconds, because this is 0. That means it just swings. But if I do attack, for example, 2000, it will basically hold down left click. So, as you can see, it's basically holding down left click for 2 seconds, and then it's doing it again and again. That's why it's breaking slower, because it's not just rapidly clicking as it was before. If we turn that off, it is just going crazy. But that was my tutorial on how to use advanced macros to code in Minecraft using Lua. And if you enjoyed this tutorial, like the video, that'd be great. But thank you for watching. My name's been Ian Smith, and have a great day.
Fight.